Hi everybody, this is a light language transmission. It's a continuation of the work we've been doing after the build-up of the energy of the 21st of the 12th, and then moving into how we integrate that into our lives and how our lives change in relation to the higher platform we're now on. So the focus of this is the paradigm shift. And it's, as usual, allowing what's not relevant to the new paradigm to drop away, all the ways we're still holding on to that or still believing that we're in the old. And the main thing here is really being able to ground into the higher energies in the new paradigm, how to bring our gifts in and to step into them. And to shift into the new way of being, which is about trusting the unknown and moving forward one step at a time without necessarily knowing what the second step is. There's been a lot of codes landing in the last week or two around the bottom three chakras, of the main seven, the base, the sacral and the solar plexus, really landing into those and working through blockages from past lives or multidimensional lifetimes where we may have been persecuted or where it wasn't safe to step into our purpose and bring our gifts through, because the environment didn't allow it. The environment was hostile to that, or to us, to our light, to our love, and we would have been persecuted and misunderstood. And if we're still holding remnants of that within us, it can work as parts of us, aspects of ourselves, unwounded, unhealed, wounded aspects, just holding us out of our body and preventing us from really fully stepping into our soul purpose and bringing our gifts through, and possibly even bringing up, vibing in through our wounding experiences where when we do step in and we do trust, where we are persecuted or there's a reaction, or we're not heard, or we're not understood, or people don't really hear us, don't really get us, don't really connect to us, and that can be what our wounding or our fears vibe in for us if we're unhealed. So this is about really clearing those unhealed parts that stop you from really embracing the paradigm shift, where it's now safe to step into our purpose, to step into our gifts, to show the way, to light the way, where that light is not so triggering to others' wounds that it prevents you from being able to guide anybody or to even follow your own guidance into the new paradigm, into the field of dreams, the new earth, the new reality, the higher timeline, the abundance matrix rather than the lack matrix, however it is that you see it. So the message here is about being committed to yourself, being committed to your soul path, being committed to what you're here for, whatever that is for you, and being committed to the paradigm shift. So you're aligned, committed, focused on the destination, which is the higher timeline, the higher reality, the new earth, the ascension, the abundance matrix, or the abundance lifestyle. You're committed to that, and then within that you trust that anything that shows up on the way is something that is coming up to be cleared out of the way, so that, such as, you know, to trigger previous trauma within you, so that you can see it, so that you can clear it, and then once it's out the way, you can move forward. Or if it's not coming up in negative way, it's something coming up in a positive way, then it's something leading you forward on your path to the paradigm shift. It may be the next step, or a connection in the next step. And we are given one step at a time. So we don't necessarily know the way. And this is because you're following your soul guidance, not your logical mind. When you're communicating with soul, it shows you a feeling, or it shows you a signpost, or it gives you a vision of the next step, or it brings you the next connection. It's not necessarily giving you a linear path in your mind that you can follow, like it would in 3D in a job, or in any project that you're working on where there's a strategy. It's not coming from that place. It's coming from following your soul to carry you to the destination of your highest abundance, your highest life purpose, that which you desire, because that which you desire is placed as a desire, as a signpost to what you're here for and what you're supposed to do. So we're making the commitment to the higher path and the ascension, the paradigm shift for all of us, knowing that it will lead us to our field of dreams, to our desired lifestyle where we're living in joy and passion of doing what we love every day as part of the higher plan for the whole of humanity on the higher timeline. To do that, we have to step into the unknown. We have to trust. You see, she's got a blindfold on, so we're not looking with our 3D eyes and our 3D senses. We're feeling with our third eye. We're following the intangible, heartfelt path. We're feeling with our heart. We're feeling with our soul. And that is the only way to get to our field of dreams, which contributes perfectly as our place, along with everyone else living in their purpose and joy, contributes perfectly to the higher timeline. And how do we do that? We do that firstly by unplugging from the mass consciousness. The mass consciousness is the old paradigm. It's the old way of doing it. And there have been a lot of things in 2020 that have been broken down to help us to disconnect from mass consciousness, disconnect from our routines, disconnect from all the things that keep us unconscious, really. And move us into awareness, into self-evaluation, to realize what we really want and what we don't want, and what's important to us. And we're now in that place where we can begin to make those changes. The new foundation has come in at the planetary level, and it's up to us now to align with that, to the highest possibility of aligning to that, of what we can reach in that potential that's now available, with the vibration of the planet having raised so much over the last month, particularly since the 21st of the 12th. So now's where we need to really continue disconnecting from the mass unconsciousness, from anything that doesn't feel good, that doesn't feel right, that feels toxic. Anything you're watching or listening to or seeing or connecting to or eating or being exposed to in your environment, noise pollution, EMFs, toxins that might become injected into you, the understanding that it's for your health, but maybe your soul says it's not. Whatever it is, unplug from what you've been taught that doesn't feel right, or what everybody's saying that doesn't feel right. Disconnect from those channels of information and feel into what does feel good, what brings you joy, what are you passionate about, what feels peaceful when you connect to it. And this is really your roadmap through the unknown into your field of dreams. So your road, the more that you immerse yourself in the joyful, peaceful, feel-good things, the things that feel good to your soul, not to your ego, not that you think you should be doing because it should feel good, but what your body wants to do in this moment, what your soul wants to do in this moment. You find when you do that, all the things you need to do tend to get done also, because they're done not when you think you should, but when the timing is right for it, because your soul then says, now do that thing, and it puts the inspiration in your heart to do that thing that you had to do. And it doesn't feel like a chore because you felt like doing it. So, and the more you can follow your feelings and follow your inspiration and your joy to get everything that you need to get done and all the things that you want to get done, and you're really living in that divine flow, the more you can do that, the more your divine talents come in, because as you follow that, the more open you are, the more listening you are to receive that which is your gifts, that which can move through you into the world as your offering. And it comes through and it teaches you. Light language is a good example of that. It's also the way a lot of healers learn to heal. Artists learn to paint, musicians learn to play, by really following that divine spark, by listening when the urge came, by committing to it. So that's the message. The path is committed to the paradigm shift, to changing your life also, moving into your highest joy, trusting the unknown, stepping into it even though you only know the first step, knowing that you're being taken to your own personal paradise, as well as how your personal paradise connects to, perfectly fits and interlinks with the paradise of the whole planet, as everyone steps into their place and it all works perfectly together. The way to do that, the action to take to do that down here consciously, is to unplug from the mass consciousness and all that does not feel good in your body, and step into all the things that do feel good. Peace, joy, harmony, these are all things that do feel good. And as you step into that, into your divine inspiration, that is your next step on your path, and it opens up the step that comes after that. So we're going to do a little bit of light language now, to anchor all those energies through, that will speak directly to your energy field, your spiritual anatomy, your physiology, your unconscious mind, to help all of that land and integrate. I have put that on my other channel, the Light Language. It's free, but I've been guided to break these up into extended version, preliminary versions and extended versions. So the longer versions are on the other channel, Ascension Flame, and I'll just put the link below, so you follow that for the Light Language section. Okay, blessings everybody.